Hello everyone, thanks for pressing play. In this video we're having a look at the highest point in County Armagh, which is Slieve Gullion. So by the end of the video you'll know how to get there and you'll know what to expect when you get up there as well. So to get there, it's actually pretty easy. If you're from Ireland and you're familiar with the M1 motorway, it's about maybe 20 minutes from the M1 motorway. But if you use Google Maps, you will get a search result which comes up as Slieve Gullion Forest Park. And that's exactly where you want to go at the start. So while you will be following Google Maps, as you get close, it is very well signposted. So once you turn into the park, there's a long avenue that you drive up through. As you get towards the end of the avenue, you'll encounter this building, and just after that, you'll want to turn left into the car park. Once you get to the car park, you can park up if you want, and there is a really popular, and I find it actually quite busy sometimes, a popular play area. But for ourselves, we decided to continue on past it, back into the car, because we were heading to the lower car park from where we were going to start the hike. One thing I did forget, I forgot to document exactly how you access this road, but it's quite easy. From that lower car park, you're driving up to the right and in around the back, but anyone that's working there, just tell them you want to go to the mountain, they'll know what you mean. As you drive up, you start to get some really spectacular views in around the Ring of Gullion. The road is a one-way system, but you do have to be careful and mindful of people are walking. Anyway, once you get to the car park, you'll park up. As always, just make sure you have all your belongings stored away in the car safely. And from there then you're going to start your hike. The kind of equipment I'd suggest, we use runners and shorts on the day, so it really depends on the time of year, but hiking boots are really probably more useful. In terms of the type of track all the way up, you'll see it is gravel with some stones that are laid down as well. So it's really easy to follow and you don't need any navigation equipment. As you're starting off, very quickly you see some really nice views around the Ring of Gullion, and as you continue on, like what we said, the surface will actually vary as you're moving along. One thing I would say though is, like with any hike, the conditions are always very different at the bottom than they are at the very top. So you might start off in shorts and a t-shirt, and you might get to the top where you're wearing a jacket and long trousers. It can get a lot colder, and I found it really windy on the top of Slieve Gullion. One thing is, if you do have a young child, we had a less than 1 year old and we carried her to the top. The whole thing probably takes somewhere in the region of maybe, you'd probably be up and down in under an hour and a half. And while it may look like there was only one person that was doing the carrying, I promise we did actually swap over on the way up. It is one of the nicer hikes, I have to say, when you're walking up. Slieve Gullion is the remnants of a volcanic event, I suppose, from many years ago. But the whole Ring of Gullion, that area, it is actually designated as an area of outstanding beauty. And it is a pretty rewarding hike. A lot of the times I find when you're walking up, you don't get to see much on the way up, and it's only on the way down you start to get to see the views. But because of the way the path is shaped, off to your right hand side, you'll always have a really nice view in around that Ring of Gullion. And because it's a reasonably short hike, then there's no need to rush. Some parts of the path on the way up can be a little bit slippery depending on the time of year. Just take your time and be sensible. As you're getting closer to the top then, you'll start to see the summit, where there's quite a large formation of rocks, and you're looking down the east coast and on up towards Rostrevor, and a little bit further up you can see the Mourne Mountains as well. And again, depending on the kind of weather you get, if you're lucky enough and there's no cloud, there's some really spectacular views too. This trig point then represents the actual top, so once you've seen that, you know you're at the very top and you can start enjoying the views that are around the place. Further down, because it is quite a flat summit, further on down you will see a lake, and there's some burial cairns there as well, actually some of the highest burial cairns in the country. But I suppose the main thing I like is just the really panoramic views all the way around. They're really fantastic. But one thing I will say is it is mega windy at the top here. Whatever way the landscape is around, the wind blows over. It's really strong. And a word of warning for anyone that wants to go down as far as the lake, it does get quite marshy down that way, so you definitely want boots that are water resistant, just because you won't enjoy the rest of the hike afterwards if you step in something wet. The other cool thing actually about the top is as well, there is this little monument which actually gives some cool pointers as to what's around. So when you're looking off in the distance, it's actually showing you the direction of what you're looking at. So I think that's very useful. Just gives you a nice idea of your bearings. All in all, I don't think it's a difficult hike. I think an hour to an hour and a half will cover you, and I think anyone with a moderate level of fitness is going to benefit from doing it. And I mean, you see people going up it that are actually definitely into hiking, and you see people that are out for a Sunday walk as well, even wearing jeans and stuff like that. So just depends on the weather and depends on your mentality of what you want to achieve on the day. But there's a really nice drive on the way back down as well. So anyway, hopefully the video's been useful, and thank you for taking time to watch. And just for anyone that's actually curious as to just how windy it gets on the top of Slieve Gullion, well then just have a listen to the rest of this.